My name is Dan McKinney, and the purpose of this Kickstarter project is to create a sample library from my acoustic grand piano in my recording studio. For those of you who don't know what a sample library is, basically what I do is record every single note on the keyboard at every possible loudness level, arrange all those recorded files, all those samples in a library that can be accessed by anybody through their own electronic keyboard. That way I can create a digital version of my piano that can be used in any studio anywhere in the world. One thing I find lacking in a lot of piano sample libraries is realism and the sense that an actual piano is being played. I want the sample to sound like the piano sounds, with the sounds of the hammers moving, the felt on the strings, the key release, everything else that comes along with a real acoustic instrument. I want that all to be there because I want these recordings to sound like the real thing. I want them to sound like my piano sounds. The sample library can be used by anybody who's got a Mac PC. The software that actually plays the Sample Tank, is available as a VST plugin, AU plugin, or RTAS plugin. So no matter what digital audio workstation software you've got, you can use this sample library. I've had experience creating sample libraries before, most notably Dan's House Studio Vintage Drums for Drumagog, which was a pretty exhaustive sampling of some vintage drums. Been for sale for a few years and is still for sale. It's used by studios all around the world. My old Baldwin grand piano has got to be one of my prized possessions. Our first piano as a family was an Emerson Baby Grand, which saw a lot of use from my sister and me. Even had a bucket of sea monkeys inadvertently poured into the frame at one point in its life. But at some point in my early teens, my mom decided to put the bucks into this beautiful Baldwin Grand, and I've owned it and used it ever since. I've always loved its tone, from its brilliant top end to its deep, rich, resonant bass. And when you hit it hard, the thing really delivers. But I think I love its softer side most of all. The notes, when hit softly, really breathe. Some years back, I gave the piano a well-deserved makeover from John Zeiner & Sons in Allentown, PA. All the hammers were replaced and voiced. The old yellowed ivory keytops were replaced, and the action was adjusted. The piano sounds and plays better than it ever has. When I sample the piano, I'm going to use 3 simultaneous microphone setups, a pair of close mics to get the most direct sound. These samples will really stand out in any mix. But I want to capture some more ambient tones too. So I'll use 2 mics set up on an XY axis to capture an accurate stereo picture of the piano, and a 3rd mic set up on top of that, a mid-sides stereo mic configuration that will capture more room ambience, set up at a distance from the piano. So you can use either one of these 3 mic configurations or mix all of them together in your project, depending upon whether you want a close, punchy, in-your-face sound or a more ambient, gentle sound.